So they've actually looked into this. Um, Overall, the military is more Republican than Democrat. Overall, some of the most conservative members of the military are officers, and for some reason, the higher you go, the more likely you are to be a conservative Republican. I guess because that involves military spending, but it also involves cutting the VA. So, like, yay, we have missiles, and once they blow off your appendages, good luck trying to get a replacement. The Army and the Marines are tied at like most conservative. I mean, it changes as new recruits come in, but overall, the Army and the Marines are the most conservative, the Coast Guard being the most diverse. The Navy is also the most politically mixed, but least likely to answer the survey. I guess when you're living on top of each other in tiny ass quarters like that, you learn not to talk about shit. Last thing you need to do is piss off a Trumper who gets to fart 3 inches above your forehead for the next year. Something like 55-56% of the military is white. While Puerto Rico has some of the highest participation rate in the military, it's still only about 20% of the military is minorities. Smallest percentage is Asians at 5%. So you have a 55% white, majority leaning right bunch of majority dudes. They're already somewhat inclined to lean Trump. I'd be willing to bet they voted Trump. Odds they're gonna say no. Also, the military is geared towards follow your orders, even if you don't want to. Breaking chain of command, what that'll get you put in army jail or, dishonorably discharged. So, like, any perk you might have gotten from being in the military will evaporate, is my understanding. Now, if you're relying on the military to be the reason you get, like, a home loan or, like, an education, I'm not gonna lie, USAA insurance is pretty kick ass. Would I want to spend 4 years in the desert getting bombed at for good insurance? No, but if I am 2 years into the military, and even if I love democracy, if my sergeant, colonel, whatever comes to me and says, like, yo, we follow Trump now, I'm gonna help him institute martial law, lock down the border, whatever needs to be done. What the 92% is telling you basically is the reason they don't want to go out and march is because they are 92% sure that if there's a big enough crowd, Trump will declare martial law and we will all kind of be like put under curfew, contained. But what do I think the odds are that the military will remember that they work for us and not the president? Well, considering Pete Hegseth decided to talk about truth movements on an app that's not really as secure as people think it is, I mean, it's a little harder, but if you're looking, and now that many other foreign enemies know that Pete Hegseth has multiple conversations up on Signal, you better bet they're using their hackers to try to find them. Russia hacked Signal not long ago. There are a lot of countries in this world that would love to know where our troops are and what their movement plans are, and Pete Hegseth, the leader of the military, put that up in a place where you can get to it. If I had a family member stationed in Yemen right now, I would be like, shoot yourself in the foot and get home. That's the leader of the military, who is absolutely loyal to Trump, no question whatsoever. Who's gonna say no to him? I gotta tell you, for at least the next 4 years, I wouldn't encourage anybody to join the military. If you have a chance to re-up, I wouldn't. The job market out here might suck, but I would not re-up. The guy at the top literally doesn't care if he gives away your troop movements. So unless you're stationed somewhere like in Arizona fixing cars, I mean, we all get the impression that our bosses don't care about us, but like Trump, Hegseth, they don't give a. And then, the payoff is now the VA is basically evaporated. So whatever benefits you were going to get out, I mean, do you really think universities are going to survive? People are going broke. Student loans are now being, let's be honest, mismanaged. Private universities are not going to be able to hold out forever against this. Most people have to take some form of student loan to get a higher education. If they're not getting all that cushy ass money, I mean, they'll cut as much education as possible in order to keep their sports teams, but like local universities who've now lost medical research funding, they're going to lose their international students. What the hell international students going to come back here and risk being detained by ICE for a semester? So I mean, joining the military, health insurance, better loans sometimes, the possibility of a VA, university education, they're all kind of disappearing. But I am reasonably sure the people in the military, 55% white dudes, right leaning, I think they would definitely serve the president, not the Constitution. I'm guessing that's exactly why Trump removed every admiral, general, commander, chief that they could that was in any way related to DEI or following the rules. Highly recommend you join the military in the next few years.